The Bold and the Beautiful. Liam's impossible decision. But why? Is Liam leaving the bold and the beautiful? And Daphne's new victim in sight, Justin's unexpected romance. Annika Noel grapples with ex-husband Liam's mortality. But why? What to expect from tomorrow's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? I will explain everything. Never miss this video. Before going to the main topic, I would like to say, like this video, and please subscribe to the channel. The Bold and the Beautiful. Liam's impossible decision, but why? Today, we find Hope, Annika Noel, telling Carter, Lawrence St. Victor, that he is the man she wants to spend the rest of her life with at his house. Not Liam? He inquires. Grace, Cassandra Creech, arrives at the hospital with news, and Liam, Scott Clifton, Finn, Tana Novlan, and Steffi, Jacqueline McKinswood, are waiting for her. If anything new has happened, Steffi would love to know about it. Inquiring about potential rescue options, Liam Daphne, Muriel Haller, recalls her talk with Carter about how he and Hope aren't meant to be, as she looks at a photo of him on her phone in the workplace. Electra, Lenia Grace, Will Crew Morrow, and Zend, Delon Demetz, enter to discuss plans. Electra suggests they launch a fragrance brand inspired on precious stones. They notice right once that Daphne isn't paying attention to them. Hope and Steph's reconciliation continues to astound Brooke, Catherine Kelly Lang, who expresses her astonishment to Ridge, Thorsten Kaye. Without a doubt, Brooke and Ridge are capable of doing the same as well. Ridge appears to be uncertain. Have you heard the news of Hope's return? Will wants to know from Daphne. Zend surprises Daphne by saying she's back with the company. Brooke teases Steffi about whence she gets her obstinacy, while Ridge claims that Steffi is stubborn. He brushes off the jab and claims that there must be a purpose behind her actions. Thoughts of maybe something happened cross his mind. Grace responds to Finn's question about if Liam's prognosis has altered by saying that the most recent tests show that the tumor on his brain is still inoperable. A remedy may be available to postpone the effects, but it would severely limit his freedom of choice. Carter is curious about Hope's meaning, as she just made a love vow to Liam. She explains to him that his interpretation of what he overheard is completely wrong. With the end of their daughter's feud, Brooke is elated. According to Ridge, it's the wish of any parent, and they both agree that collaboration would be great. Brooke informs Katie, Heather Tom, that she was only trying to convey to Ridge that they are each other's destiny as soon as she walks in. The fact that Steffi restored Hope has stunned Daphne. The moment is not right to propose an idea, and Zend is crossing their fingers that Daphne and Hope can get along. According to Daphne and Carter, the business would be better off without Hope. Grace says that a treatment that would extend Liam's life would be perfect for him. Concerning the potential adverse consequences, Liam inquires. Grace says that they have discussed several options and have developed a strategy that may increase his chances of survival, but it's not a sure thing, and everyone's reaction will be unique. He could get worse as a result of the adverse effects as well. Liam is even more confused after Finn goes over all the potential side effects with him. Before, he had no choices, but now he has an impossible alternative that could buy him more time, but will severely compromise his quality of life once he becomes back. According to Carter, he overheard Hope promising something to Liam. Do not doubt her, Hope implores him. She feels bad for telling Liam she wants to spend all her time with him, but Carter doesn't share her sentiment. According to her, Liam is dying and has no idea how much time he has left. Carter is taken aback. The way Ridge stared at Brooke on the runway is something she will never forget. Their affection for one another was visible to the entire world. Katie disagrees with her sister and insists she's right as Brooke leaves. Zend is aware that Steffi was very clear that Hope was not returning. Will acknowledges that everyone is thrilled to have Hope back, and Zend concurs. Electra mentions that Carter has missed Hope, and Daphne's expression turns glum. Liam questions whether the benefits of physicians allowing him to spend more time with these girls outweigh the risks of being bedridden and hospitalized, as Steffi points out. Grace assures him that they can consider the matter at their leisure and encourages him to contact her with any inquiries. Her efforts are appreciated by Finn. Steffi implores Liam to speak up once they're alone. The choice that could buy him more time could also lower his life quality, so Finn knows it's not an easy one. Hope expresses her helplessness and mentions that Liam wanted no one to know. They have no idea how much time he has left, she told him. That's why she and Beth must spend time with him. Carter envelops her in an embrace as she sobs, and she begins to cry. After talking to Brooke, Ridge wants to know if Katie would repeat what she said. Everything that Katie says is true though, and she and her boyfriend are meant to be. According to her, that will never alter. Reminiscing about the runway, where she and Ridge were applauded by the audience, Brooke uncovers a brochure from the fashion show and grins. Liam assures Steffi that he understands her intentions, but he is consumed by thoughts of his mother's pain throughout her cancer treatments. Would he like Kelly and Beth to go through that? Would Steffi agree? The length of time their daughters spend with him is all that Steffi desires, she claims. She implores him to seek medical attention. Finn gives Liam a serious nod as he looks at him. Zend returns to the workplace to see how Daphne is doing. She is in love with Carter, so he knows she is struggling. Hoke states that she is still speechless. She goes into detail about how Liam's choices have been exhausted due to the discovery of a mass on his brain. How difficult this has been for both her and Liam is beyond Carter's comprehension. She can rely on him, he assures her, for she will not face this challenge alone. In matters pertaining to her beloved ones, Hope is impatient. She implores him to leave the past in the past. His word is that he will be the man she has been waiting for. He will always be there for her, and he will never doubt her love for him. They kiss passionately. Is Liam leaving the bold and the beautiful? Will we see Liam's departure from Bold and the Beautiful? No. The show will continue to feature Scott Clifton as Liam Spencer. Clifton is pleased about the hard narrative and is dedicated to the series despite his character's recent diagnosis of an incurable brain tumor. Declaring he conveyed his enthusiasm, the show's emotionally taxing moments are a result of Liam Spencer's incurable brain tumor diagnosis. Scott Clifton's continuous engagement with the bold and the beautiful is indicated by his lack of announcements regarding his departure. Clifton was excited about the current narrative and grateful for the chance to delve into such a substantial tale. Liam's connections with other major characters have been impacted by his health problem, which has taken center stage in recent episodes. Continuing involvement is suggested by the fact that Liam will be at the center of a major plot in 2025, as indicated by the show's creators. Scott Clifton, who plays Liam Spencer, is rumored to be leaving the bold and the beautiful. However, the news has not been officially confirmed. But new plot points have fans wondering what's going on with the show. Liam has been diagnosed with an incurable brain tumor in the most recent episodes. Because of this, some are worried that the character may be permanently removed from the show. A brain tumor was his official diagnosis. One of the most shocking and heartbreaking developments in recent episodes is Liam's diagnosis. The plot has developed subtly, starting with more modest symptoms like dizziness, exhaustion, and bewilderment. Liam eventually passes out, and Steffi begs him to go to the hospital. The terrible news of an inoperable brain tumor is announced at that point. Everyone close to Liam, including himself, is becoming more emotionally invested in this narrative than before. From denial and terror to acceptance and love, the plot has enabled the TV show to delve into profound emotional terrain. For example, Steffi, Hope, and Bill have all responded in genuine emotional ways as Liam confronts one of the most difficult battles of his life on multiple fronts: physically, emotionally, and relationally. Despite his health being in danger, neither the show nor the official statements have confirmed his death. On the other hand, there are those who think he might take a break to undergo some kind of experimental treatment away from the cameras. Some think he could enter a coma, which would provide writers more time to craft new storylines, while still leaving the possibility of his resurrection. Another well-known interpretation is that, like with Steffi and Bill, Liam's illness serves as a plot device to bring other characters together or strengthen their connections. Noting the show's dedication to long-term storytelling and emotional depth, head writer and executive producer Bradley Bell has also hinted subtly at what's to come for Liam. He didn't say anything about Liam's future, but he did say that Scott Clifton will have a front-burner story until 2025. The celebrity has jumped on the "Is Scott Clifton leaving Bold and Beautiful" bandwagon, which has gone viral across many platforms, to put an end to the raging rumor. He has expressed appreciation and enthusiasm for the present plot, although he has not yet revealed his future on the show. To illustrate the point, the gifted actor recently made the following statement in an interview: "I have never been entrusted with something as significant as this narrative, so I am quite excited to tell it. I owe a great debt of gratitude to Brad for trusting me to do the task." Scott elaborated by saying he is grateful for the challenging plot and would do his best to accurately convey Liam's journey. His remarks provide significant evidence that Liam will continue to play a pivotal role in the program for the time being. Will we see Liam's departure from Bold and the Beautiful? Despite worries caused by Liam's, Scott Clifton, inoperable brain tumor, there has been no formal word that he is quitting the program. On the Bold and the Beautiful, how pivotal is Liam? Among the show's most pivotal characters is Liam Spencer. Innumerable dramatic arcs have revolved around him. Was Scott Clifton ever a guest star on another show? He joined the show in 2010, and although his screen time has changed, he has never formally left. He remains a regular. Will the Bold and Beautiful see Liam return? Since Liam is still making appearances in new episodes and is still involved in the current plot, it can be said that he is not returning to the show. Liam from the Bold and the Beautiful, what became of him? The diagnosis of an incurable brain tumor had a profound effect on Liam's character and relationships, as he exhibited symptoms such as dizziness and disorientation. What is causing all the excitement in Liam's plot right now? A big health crisis was added by the writers to give the story more depth emotionally and to give linked characters new storylines to follow. Instead of being an exit signal, it's a tool for developing one's character. Is Scott Clifton's statement regarding this plot point and the rumors surrounding his departure from the program available? When asked how other characters have responded to Liam's illness, Clifton said it is an honor to take on such a complicated story. From complete emotional collapses to ferocious protectiveness, their reactions have been all over the map. How would the show change if Liam left? The show's major plot points and relationships, especially those involving the Forrester, Logan, and Spencer families, would be severely upended if Liam left. Daphne's new victim in sight, Justin's unexpected romance? Fearless and glamorous new information and spoilers unveil, it would appear that Carter Walton, Lawrence St. Victor, is the object of Daphne Rose's, Muriel Hilaire, obsession. What does this mean for Daphne's future, though? Since the soap seems to be leading Carter toward Hope Logan, Annika Noel? Could an unexpected love story and a dynamic soap opera romance develop if the nose becomes romantically involved with someone else? Who is next on her list of potential suitors? Join us as we delve into the realm of possibility. Even though Daphne was just a supporting player at Forrester Creations, when the Parisian perfumer showed up, she has never been secretive about her affections for Carter. Although Daphne was acting out Steffi Forrester Finnegan's Messins Wood orders, she couldn't help but feel a strong attraction to her intended victim. The more he flees, the more Daphne pursues, suggesting that her obsession is growing. The tacit definition of obsession would be that her yearning for Carter grows stronger as he becomes more elusive. The unsettling truth that Liam Spencer's, Scott Clifton, brain tumor is inoperable is hitting him as well. Getting well and forgiving himself and others he cares about seem to be his top priorities. Liam had already suggested that Hope and Steffi put their disagreements aside. There are indications that Steffi would soon extend an invitation to Hope to return to Forrester Creations. Furthermore, Liam appears adamant that Hope should restart her romance with Carter since he thinks she needs someone to lean on in times of difficulty. Some have speculated that a get-together could take place before week's end. The pairing of Thorsten Kaye's Ridge Forrester and Catherine Kelly Lang's Brooke Logan is still up for grabs. Hope and Carter, though, seem to be the ones to keep an eye on, especially with Liam's pressure building. Fans were not particularly enthusiastic about the concept of Carter because it came out of nowhere and did not have enough time to establish itself. But the soap has already used the Forrester Creations acquisition to further develop Carter and Hope's relationship. It appears that their reunion will be made possible by Liam's downfall. My question is, what will happen to Daphne if Carter and Hope reconcile? Her perfume line is shallow, so she needs a fresh plot. This may explain why Delon DeMetz, who plays Zen Forrester Dominguez, Will Spencer, Crew Morrow, and Electra Forrester, Lenia Grace, were involved in pushing the nose to release a new collection. What does this mean for Daphne's love life, though? It would provide her an excuse to stay in Los Angeles. Despite the fact that Aaron D. Spears' Justin Barber has been absent for a while, may he not be more suited to Daphne? Keep watching because Justin's chemistry with Daphne seems to be considerably stronger than with Carter. Anika Noel grapples with ex-husband Liam's mortality. But why? Fans of the bold and the beautiful, including Hope Logan, Anika Noel, and Liam, Scott Clifton, are left in the dark about his prognosis due to his brain cancer. Nevertheless, spectators are aware that this emotionally charged plot is giving rise to numerous excellent performances. Noel was fantastic last week as Hope, Liam's ex-wife, who had a number of touching sequences with her husband as they both tried to accept the possibility that Liam's life was coming to an end. At the start of the week, Hope was dealing with the news that Liam was dying, which Steffi, Jacqueline McKinswood, had confided in her. Hope and Steffi have been rivals for quite some time. Fights over Liam have been the source of most of their marital problems. Steffi had the option to keep quiet about Liam's illness from Hope, but she chose to do the right thing by sharing the news. Noel did the right thing by encouraging Hope to be grateful to the other women in Liam's life, rather than acting irritated that Steffi knew before she did. It was interesting to see how these two frenemies managed to keep everyone's attention on Liam. Hope summoned her ex to pay a visit after learning of Liam's serious condition. They finally had the long overdue talk regarding their relationship. Hope's infatuation with Thomas, Matthew Atkinson, and Liam's unresolved love for Steffi drove a wedge between them. They separated. From Hope's perspective, it was all insignificant. Hope had no idea how she would conceal the fact that she was aware of Liam's illness from him. She failed miserably in the end. Her genuine emotions towards him became apparent. Noel had Hope's character concentrate on the love, even though she was angry and upset that Liam was taken from her. Before Liam discovered that Hope was aware of his problems, she proposed to her ex that they take their daughter Beth and go somewhere for a happier time. To conceal her knowledge of Liam's condition, Noel made Hope labor extra hard. Thanks to Liam, Hope's courageous front began to crumble towards the end. Liam realized that Hope was aware of his serious illness. Noel made sure that Hope never lost sight of the man she loved so much, Liam. Bravo to B&B for reviving the heartbreaking music from decades ago, when Caroline, Joanna Johnson, suffered the devastating realization that her husband Ridge, then Ronald Moss, now Thorsten Kaye, was aware of her impending death. The theme emphasized the meaningful times that Hope and Liam spent together. Did this portend Liam's demise? Remain tuned. When someone isn't crying, it's usually more theatrical, but sometimes you just have to let it all out. After the truth came out, Noel led Hope to sob uncontrollably as she bitterly bemoaned the unfairness of Liam's sickness. You are loved by many, Liam. Your loved ones adore you. Hope courageously informed Liam that there are those that wanted to be there for him, confirming his feelings that he shouldn't put anyone else through the stress. Give those who care about you an opportunity to be by your side. Refrain from deciding on their behalf. Oh, please. When Liam assured Hope that he would be with her and Beth forever, whether in heaven watching over them or here on earth, if he chose to live, Noel portrayed Hope's profound grief. Hope felt compelled to contemplate a future that Liam might not be able to witness. Hope's feelings for Liam are completely reciprocated. She longs to support him, while Liam desires Hope to be with her beloved Carter, played by Lawrence St. Victor. Set that failed acquisition of Forrester Creations in the past, Liam reminded Hope that life is fleeting. Hope assured Liam that they could still be together in the future, even though Carter was secretly listening in. Noel insisted Hope give her all to this idea. Making the most of what may be Liam's last days wasn't an empty pledge. We shouldn't be surprised if a real triangle including Liam, Hope, and Carter forms if he survives. Muchas gracias to Noel for all of her hard work last week. Rather than completely breaking down and being inconsolable, Noel had Hope summon the inner strength that Liam really deserves during this extraordinarily difficult moment. What to expect from tomorrow's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful? Carter was ultimately informed by Hope about Liam's inoperable brain tumor in May's episode of The Bold and the Beautiful. Carter expressed regret for assuming she was too close to Liam and assured her that she would always be there for her. They finally kissed. At the same time, Liam, Steffi, and Finn met with Dr. Grace Buckingham to talk about potential new treatments that could extend Liam's life by a few months. Liam pondered it in The Bold and the Beautiful, but he'd appeared uncertain about the potential grief they could cause. When Daphne heard that Hope had been reinstated at Forrester Creations, she was shocked. On top of that, she learned that Carter and her might be reconciling. May will see Brooke and Taylor square off once more, turning the tables on the other characters. While they are arguing, Brooke will insist Ridge is still a part of her future. Taylor will say that she is trying to get Taylor's men are utilizing the fashion show. Hope will become entangled in their feud as well, with Taylor casting doubt on her decision to return to the organization. At the same time, Katie will discreetly advise Ridge on love. Since Daphne does not yet know the true motivation behind Carter and Hope's rekindled relationship, she will question Steffi about Hope's reinstatement. May will see more front and center conflict building on The Bold and the Beautiful. This time, Brooke Logan will not hold back when she confronts Taylor Hayes. Using the fashion show as evidence that their connection hasn't gone, Brooke will claim that Ridge is really hers and not Taylor's. When Taylor retaliates, she will say that Brooke is taking advantage of a public event to pursue a man who is no longer accessible. Despite Taylor's best efforts, Brooke would not budge from her conviction that Ridge is her fated partner. The inclusion of Hope Logan into their disagreement will only make matters worse, given Hope's troubled past concerning taken men. Taylor will wonder why Steffi rehired her at Forrester Creations. With Liam's illness on the brain, Hope has changed, and Brooke will defend her daughter by saying this. Accusations regarding the true causes of previous catastrophes will ensue as Taylor brings up past incidents. Katie Logan will separate herself from Ridge to provide him dating counsel in another part of the show. She will make an effort to show him how damaging it is when he repeatedly switches between Taylor and Brooke. For the benefit of everyone, Katie will advise him to choose one and remain committed to it. Even while Ridge seems receptive, he hasn't decided what to do next. On the other hand, Daphne Rose will never stop being taken by surprise. The reasons for Hope's unexpected return to work and Carter's apparent rekindled romance will be the subjects of her questions to Steffi. Hope just informed Carter about Liam's terminal prognosis, and that changed everything. But Daphne won't know. Even if Steffi tries to keep some information from Daphne, she won't let it go. Additionally, Daphne and Elektra Forrester can be at odds with one another. Elektra has already dropped hints about Carter and Hope's rekindled romance, and Daphne isn't going to be happy about being in the dark. Daphne will continue to demand truthful answers, no matter how much Zendi tries to diffuse the issue. The notion of sacrificing quality of life in exchange for additional time will likely remain a vexing one for Liam as he considers his treatment options. Both Finn and Grace will give him the lowdown on the possible risks, with Grace explaining how radiation and chemotherapy could prolong his terminal illness. Even if Liam hasn't made up his mind yet, those close to him will begin making plans for the future. No more today. What are you thinking about this gossip today? Let us know in the comments, and stay tuned by subscribing to our channel to get more updates like this. Thank you.